with, and she goes, but holy crap.
Everybody's telling stories here tonight. I've had to launch this podcast, and I have launched the podcast, and I am not muted.
You're not muted? Oh, we're not muted.
Thank you. We're not muted. Hello, welcome to Dragonhearth Live, and we're actually live tonight. There's a new idea. Yes, and I'm still trying to get everything to work properly, and I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the broadcast this evening. Welcome to the game. We're looking forward to actually being together and people this evening. We were watching COVID rates, and they've been plunging lately, and so we decided that tonight would be a nice time to all get together. And we are socially gaming distanced, whatever that means.
Take two.
Yes, absolutely. Hang on here, because I got here and I couldn't get everything to run properly here the moment I sat down. So I have to fix a couple of things here. For example, the fact that I'm on this image 3 separate times.
3 times the GM.
3 times.
3 times the me is way too much. Way too much me. And yeah, I'm sorry about this whole technical thing that's going on.
And I'm just over here saying hi to everybody.
And Laura's saying hi to everybody on the chat. Yes.
Hey, Underlevel. Oh, I am so sorry.
Oh, what's the
Underlevel's
matter?
not feeling well.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, okay. Let's see. That's better. And now all I have to do is do this and add. Oh yeah, I got a picture of you eating the cookie. Good.
Somebody brought these enormous ginger snaps tonight. Who was it? Oh, Clark, Isabel, you guys are great. Thank you.
Yeah, Laura's like
I love ginger snaps.
Okay, so all right, well we got that one to work, sort of. Okay, fine, well close enough. Anyway, and we'll fix anything else that needs to be fixed here as time goes by. Who's online tonight?
We have 4 guests so far this evening.
This is like, I don't know if you guys remember Romper Room, but this is our Romper Bumper Stomper Boom.
We talked about that.
We did, we talked about that last
Yeah.
time.
Hold up the mirror.
You need to
That's
hold
right.
up the mirror, that's right. All I got is the cookie. I see Bobby.
Hey, Byron's here now.
And Byron.
That's right.
That's right. And who else have we?
Underleveled.
And Underlevel.
Sir
Yeah,
Rembrandt.
And Sir Rembrandt.
And Thomas.
Sorry about not giving you guys a cookie. Let's see. It's been an amazing week. We've been really busy. God, what can we talk about this week?
Gosh, we're just romping through it.
Yeah, we're just moving through it. It's been a little bit madcap. The void is moving ahead full steam, and so all of that is going on. And I get calls every now and then saying, "Oh, we need a proposal for something cool." Okay, and that's what I do. And then of course, in addition to that, we've got Skyriders, which we're building right now, and I'm really getting into it. In fact, today I woke up this morning and I started my 3D printer, because that's what I do now. I get up in the morning and I start my 3D printer. And if it's not running, somehow I feel bereft. I just, it's kind of sad. And, I've actually printed out all of the pieces and the components for
Descent.
my Descent game.
Yep.
With one exception. And that is this enormous dragon skeletal shrine piece. Okay. And those of you who are familiar with 3D printing, you take the model and you slice it, which puts it into the levels and the layers that it's going to lay down as the 3D printer runs. And then it will tell you, after you do the slicing, based on what machine you're using, about how long it will take. And 3D printing is, if nothing else, it is an exercise in patience. Lots of patience. Because regularly, I'll say, oh, this would be a cute little thing, I'll make this. 4 hours. And I watch it, as it makes every layer. And so I put this the last piece for my Descent game, I set it up for my printer this morning, and it said, 1 day, 7 hours, 53 minutes.
Wow.
Somewhere out in the world, as we sit here, my 3D printer and line upon line, someday I'll get that print. My greatest fear, of course, is that somewhere at around the 23-hour mark, the print will fail and I'm going to have to start all over again. So anyway, I got up this morning and started my enormous long 3D printer and made sure I had enough, plastic to go into it.
Go ahead, keep going.
Oh, I'm sorry. You had something to say. What were you going to say?
No, I have people chatting here,
Oh, well,
people making comments.
I'll
and you're
bet.
just
It's
going
probably
on
about why doesn't he just shut up about the 3D printing and move on to something interesting?
No. Byron May says that he was on a local TV for Cartoon Weekdays, local host. We had a chuck wagon, talking sourdough biscuit, and such.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. Byron
Cool.
was, yep. That is hilarious.
If we did like a morning kids cartoon show,
Yes.
what would that be like?
Well, it'd have to have dragons.
Yeah, I'd have a dragon. I'd have a story dragon in it.
I have the story dragon, actually.
Yeah.
I have a puppet that's adorable. In fact, I used to have it read stories to my grandchildren. I'm the story dragon.
I liked it too. Stories were a little different, but I liked it too. So yes, and so I did. I started the printer this morning, and then I sat down. I thought, oh, we've got the game tonight. I should work on the game for this. And I've had more fun today working on this. You guys may hate it, but I really enjoyed what I worked on today.
Underlevel wants to know if we have an update on when Backer Kit will be available.
Oh, boy, I wish I knew, because I'd really like to get Backer Kit up and running. The nearest I have is I don't actually know. What we need is for the Bories are supposed to be back from their vacation.
Yeah, bless them, they needed a vacation.
And then we can
Everybody
give
needs
you
a
an
vacation
answer.
right now, so yes.
Next week we will give you an answer on Backer Kit, because I know there's been a lot of people who said, I want to get onto Backer Kit and buy everything else. And by jingo, I'd like you to do that.
they should too.
Please come onto Backer Kit and buy everything else.
That would be fine. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, we had a lot. We've just been having, Laura and I both been having just a lot of fun talking about this world and how we're going to approach this world, what we're going to do with these worlds. I did a lot of, I worked up a lot of the stuff about the theology and cosmography. No.
Oh, that's cosmetology, yeah.
Cosmetology, I don't
That's
have
something
that.
else. No, we don't have that yet, no. Maybe some of the Hobbit ladies.
Yeah,
I don't know.
look, I'm sorry, but I'm leaving that for a supplement, okay? I'm not putting that in the core books. That's just, I know a lot of people have been asking for that, but that's okay. So anyway, I was working on the cosmology of the book and the theology today, and based on all of the stuff that Laura and I have been talking about for a while, which is good because we if there are going to be gods in this world, I guess we should probably do something about that. And so anyway, had just been having lots of fun with that. So I'll give you an answer next week about backer kit, because I do
He
want to
said,
get back.
sounds good. Wants
Okay.
to throw more money at you.
Sure.
Thank you
I'm-
very much.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy if you want to throw more money at us. Sure. I'm grateful for that. Also, this week, Gen Con wrote to me this week
Yes.
and said, "Are you going to do a killer breakfast this year? I mean, it'd be really nice if you did a killer breakfast this year at our Gen Con convention this year." So, the proposing of events is open right now, registering new events is open right now. So I spent part of this week putting in new events for Gen Con, and so yes, there's going to be a killer breakfast this year at Gen Con for the first time in, I don't know, like decades or something. Maybe not decades, but
Feels like it.
seems like it. So we're going to do a killer breakfast this year, and we're going to do a Skyriders seminar this year. We'll do an XDM seminar this year. We've got to cover everything
Yep.
this year. And we have something really special that we're working on for early Thursday morning at the convention.
Byron says yay.
Yeah, Byron says yay.
He's one of our original crew.
He's one of our original crew. Yeah. In fact, we had for many years we had just a great crew that came down from Kokomo, Indiana every year, and we fed them dinner and gave them T-shirts.
And for that, bless their hearts.
We also gave them convention passes.
Oh yeah, that as well.
But they got the T-shirt.
That was the dessert.
Yeah, that too. And for many years they came down every year
And helped us with killer breakfast and a lot of
And a lot of events.
And a lot of events.
Yeah.
So we just appreciated it so much.
Carrying my dead body between events. Yeah, whatever it took to get us where we needed to go. And we couldn't have done it without them.
Yeah.
And in fact, this year, anybody out there want to be crew, just,
We think we might have two.
right in.
What is crew? We have to wear a red shirt.
Yes. Yeah,
We
everybody in
make
the
a
crew has to wear a
red
red shirt. We could do red shirts this year. I want to do Sky Raider shirts this year. I think that would be.
Oh, with ruffles.
No ruffles on it. You can put ruffles on a T-shirt, but you're really going to get comments.
Not at Gen Con though.
No, that's true.
You
Not a
could
Gen
wear
Con. You
anything
could wear a
you
ruffle
wanted.
filled T-shirt. Yeah,
No one would say a word.
That's right. They'd think you were in the costume contest.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, we actually we're going to bring.
Someone wants to know about Sky Raiders shirts now.
Yes, I think
That could happen.
we'll put that on backer kit. That'll be a new thing that
Blouses.
yeah, be puffy sleeves. Yeah, and so anyway, we're going to Gen Con this year, and maybe Dragon Con. We'll see if they let us come.
You never know.
You never know. They might. So anyway, that's kind of where our year goes. We've got. I just really want us to do this push and get this built, and
We're very anxious.
get everybody excited. I'm also there's also I can't tell you about it right now, but there's some new developments that are going on in Sky Raiders that's really got me excited about the future of this game for everybody.
Like a
And
miniatures naval implementation.
I can't say. I can't.
It's not a bad
say,
idea,
But it's
though.
not a bad idea.
Write that down.
So it's not that.
See, this is what we do, is we say, we're going to have a really great new thing. We can't tell you about it. But if you guess it,
People start suggesting things.
and then people start suggesting things, and yeah, we were thinking about that.
Mostly because we'd like to give you what it is you want so you can have a good game.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know how long it's going to take for you to print out the
Woohoo!
boat. but-
Sky Raiders at the Void. That sounds great.
Sky Raiders of the Void? Okay, I'll get to work on that
That would
right
be
away.
so
I'll propose
fun.
that. That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Would.
I know a guy.
You do.
Okay.
He's your boss, but
Yeah, he's my boss.
But he's still a guy. You know?
But he's still a guy, I know him, and if they're looking for content, we could probably,
Deja Vu thinks that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be awesome, actually. Yeah, so that's what we do is we let you guys come up with ideas and we just write them down.
Maybe we could learn how to fly the ship if we were in VR.
Yeah,
That's true. In fact, you did come across a simulator, and if you hadn't stolen the ship before you learned how to fly it, it might have worked a little bit better.
Although, it's working out.
Well,
So
we'll see.
far.
We'll see how it goes this
Didn't
evening.
crash too much.
Well,
Yeah, it's still flying.
It's still in the air, true. Sort of. Okay.
is it time for the fortune cookies
I think
of
it's
fate?
the time of the fortune cookies of fate. I've still
Fickle
got my
fortune
cookie.
cookies of fate.
Okay, fortune cookies.
Okay, the first one is for the players.
The player's fortune cookie.
I'm gonna be worried if it says any man you walk away from is a good man.
You'd be lucky to get that. Okay, and it
And it
says,
says,
oh, your imagination brings great joy to those around you.
oh, isn't that nice?
It is.
And probably to the tens of people who are watching tonight. That'll be great.
Well, sevens. Okay.
Okay, 70 people who are watching. Actually, we're very, very pleased about what we do here in our little streaming because a lot of people come in later and watch.
Yeah,
And that's wonderful.
I've noticed that. And that's very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Not actually
for
do we
the
do this for
dungeon master.
popularity. We do it for all you guys. So. This is for us. Okay, what's our fortune for this evening?
I don't know if this is true.
What is
Of
it?
a dungeon master, you are compassionate and fun-loving. The fun-loving I can believe. A compassionate dungeon master, though, that's a curiosity.
Weren't we just talking about killer breakfast? Where's the compassion
In that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Well, okay, good point. Yeah, make it quick. That's good. Okay.
Merciful. Okay.
Merciful. Excellent. So we should probably start playing a game.
Yes. Why don't you? That sounds like a good idea.
I don't.
How about if I turn my...
Wait. Laura's turned her thing off again.
No, I'm just
Should we
turning it
see?
on.
Okay. I hope I've got this working properly.
Okay.
All right, everybody. It's time to start our game because there's never enough time to play. Okay.
I was just turning it to that side of the table.
Okay. We'll make adjustments here.
Okay.
So let's see. Time for the introduction.
Okay.
See, everybody's here. What's in there?
Higher Dynasty says your compassion gives you the power to make it hurt more.
Wow. That's a little dark.
But there it is.
But there it is.
Can
Okay,
we
we
drop
got.
someone from the screen?
No, we can't. Yeah, just a little more this way.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Everybody's in.
Yep. Actually, I don't need that tonight. I can press the thing that makes my house work.
Oh boy. Last time, as you remember, having managed to actually find an ancient aeroship and the means to get it to fly. Notably, before you knew how to fly it, nevertheless, the takeoff was spectacular. The landing has become more problematic. You sailed across the jungle canopy, and have moved in the direction of Haven, a place where some of you are from, as I recall. So that being the case, you should have a map.
I'm in the cabin control.
I have
Oh, good, Nicholas.
Wait a minute. Those should be given to people who are actually from Haven. I mean, seriously.
Okay.
Oh,
Now, I think, didn't you stop us over the Temple of the Sky, or at least there was a huge flocking mob?
you had floated over the town.
Okay, so like probably over Lovelock Inn.
And you passed over Lovelock Inn,
Okay.
you passed over into the Avenues, which is the section of town that's on the other side of the river. And as you were moving at a pretty good clip over the town, all of the belaying pins were pulled out from the sail stays, and the sails are now luffing in the wind, which means that they're not pushing you anywhere, and you have in fact slowed and are becalmed pretty much over the Temple of the Sky. And all of the town has turned out. They're cheering and shouting and very excited because the ancients have returned in their marvelous aeroships.
We gotta get out of here.
I agree.
But I don't know where we're at, 'cause I'm in Battleship, so.
Maybe you should play it out.
Play what out,
We're
right?
the ancients.
We are climbing the steps to the Temple of the
Can
Sky.
they get to the ship?
Half of Haven is gonna be burning by nightfall. We don't get out of here.
We don't want to be bored of it, I don't think, by the whole town, do
Well, fortunately for you, you are floating above the Temple of the Sky, and they cannot reach you there. I mean, unless you start dropping lines
Get
or
us out
decide
of
to
here.
land this thing somewhere.
Get us out of here.
you? Oh, yeah.
Hey, why are we moving?
Where are we gonna go?
Anywhere but here.
Well, this is,
I'm from here.
Great. Don't let anybody know that. They will undoubtedly, the criminals will undoubtedly use our families against us to gain this ship. We have to get out of here.
where we are,
Oh yes, I mean, one of the marvelous things about the aeroships is that unless they are under sail, they are absolutely silent. You are floating quietly here above the Temple of the Sky, as people are starting to congregate beneath you and waving at you and shouting towards you. They're very happy and very excited.
come up and sing a song.
I will not do that.
Are we close enough
They can't know. I'm popular here in Haven. People know who I am.
It's a bit far for a jump.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just said, if anybody knows who we are, my family is in jeopardy. Anybody who has an untoward desire, they will take my family and hold them ransom until I give them this very powerful weapon. Same thing with anybody else who's from Haven.
Is the ship armed?
This ship is not armed.
It's not.
I mean, there are gun ports built into the hull of
You
the
can
ship,
fly
but
out
there's
from it,
nothing,
though.
there are no projectors here.
That's what I said. Like, you can fire those and projectiles from it, and it's not like anyone will return fire. That works.
We must gain a more keen understanding of how this machine works.
Well,
We've got to leave. We've got
How
to
about
go.
if we?
As you are discussing this on the quarterdeck, as quickly as possible, down below you can see that there is in fact, the constables of the town have in fact pushed the crowd back and have formed a ring actually around the temple to try to get this situation a little bit under control.
Sure.
There are in fact 4 or 5 people in the middle of this ring, however, that are looking up at you and seem to also be directing the constables.
Your dad.
We need to.
I mean, maybe. Perhaps. I can't tell from this distance.
I agree with Bob.
Let's-
We should leave.
Let's ask them to send up several people who know how to sail a ship?
No. Any city, any power that gets control of the ship will take control of the continent. Easily.
Okay, maybe.
Maybe?
Is that a problem?
Absolutely, that's the problem.
But
That's a
does
problem.
anybody else besides us realize that the harp is the ship?
Oh, absolutely. We understand that. That is
Yes.
that is what I forget his name. The king of the thieves.
Lenny.
Lenny. Yes.
Yeah, but
Yes.
you know
That buffoon.
He did not know the harp was a ship.
Well, he doesn't. But how elated will he be when he
Yes.
discovers that this is his prize?
Are there
I
any
guarantee-
sailing ships on the river?
There are no sailing ships on the rivers. There are barges on the rivers.
I guarantee you, whoever gets, if anyone gets a hold of this ship with nefarious plans, there will be war.
Okay, let's accept that as being true. Would
That's
it not
not
be nice
my
to have some
plan.
people who know how to sail a ship?
It would be fantastic, and how nice would it also be if hunger didn't exist and everyone was wealthy? That would
Yes.
be just splendid, wouldn't it?
All right.
Well put.
I would like to point out that this is one of the problems with having the greatest treasure ever discovered.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where do you
go?
fix it?
I said we sell it.
Sell it for what?
The
Everything. Everything you
I start
see
turning wheels. Oh, let's get out of
That is
here.
the price of this device.
The wind is blowing.
Someone eventually is going to cast a levitate spell and come up here and realize there are but a handful of us. They will send troops, they will take the ship, and they will likely kill us all. So I think we should go while we can.
Okay, I don't know how powerful it is, but
All right, how do we go?
but there are some really
gotta
powerful
redo the
people in
sales,
control.
right?
I am not from Haven. I've never been to Haven.
Okay, you get the sales one.
So-
Because I can't.
All right,
I do not know if the government is pure of heart, but somehow I doubt
There's no
it
such
greatly.
thing as a pure government.
Exactly.
How do we rig these
I
sales?
would point out to you that you are the descendants of
Criminals.
criminals.
Yes.
And
I live in
prisoners
the
and
swamp, I'm
exiles.
good.
Okay, well, if we sail on with the wind, which is, I believe, all we can do at this point, we end up at a place called Bastion.
Well, is there a place, just an innocuous empty place in between?
The Spirit Vale.
Well, I'm sure that sounds wonderful.
Okay.
That just sounds pastoral, doesn't it?
Yes. See them.
What do we got? So yeah, we're at Haven. Yeah, so the Spirit Vale looks like it's some plains land in between.
I think we should go.
Well, if you can get over to the swamp,
Can't you
I
turn westerly and just
I'm
like
gonna
end up
go.
over here?
I think we should go to these mountains.
Yeah, these foothills now.
You know, there's some swamps right over there, I know the area well.
I mean, well,
Find someplace to
I
hide out.
don't know how close is dangerously close to the volcano.
What?
Oh, it's-
We can't steer the ship.
I will start moving this thing and this other thing in an effort to get the ship to go.
It is really
All right,
hard to get
we'll-
around
we will
mountain areas, I know that.
trim it aside.
Sure.
Okay. We could easily park it land there, very difficult.
Character is very smart.
Sure.
I'm not, but I'm a character.
We'll trim a sail and see if we start moving off.
Okay. That's useful.
Well,
Yeah,
you
that's
over the
where
lane
we're
one,
going.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
so-
I can help guide us.
which means that the lines are fine.
Park the ship there and hang it out.
So you're going to have
For
to
anybody to see it, let alone
time the mast.
Yeah, that would be, that'd be.
Earl, you're going to need to,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
How's your athletics?
Mine are, but I don't want people to see me out there.
vocally, they're
I
superb.
have a plus 3 on
Yeah,
acrobatics.
but I am no
And a plus 2
savant at calisthenics.
The point is that in order to get the ship to move, you need to
Oh, look at that.
rig set a sail, rig a sail.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the skills at the bottom.
Yeah, so.
Rigger.
Yes, I will rig a sail.
Does anyone have any ability?
I
Negative.
Any
Absolutely not.
That is dexterity. May I roll base dexterity to try and
You're
move?
going to need to climb the rat line.
I'll tell you what, you tell me what to do
Hold
and
on.
I'll hop up there.
Hold on.
Okay. You need to climb the rat line up the,
Yeah.
I have got to get up on my naval terminology.
That's right. My character
Yeah.
doesn't know any
You
naval
have to
terms.
climb the rat lines, you have to cross the spar. You're going to need to, together, you're going to need to throw the sails back up so that you can at least get to the lines to properly set these sails.
Well, it'll take two of us.
Well, I'm agile, I'm not very strong.
I'll go up with you.
I'm agile as well.
Very good.
Dragon, I think you should
I'm not going
That's
to
it.
the dragon board.
Which one of these two wheels pointed us in a direction?
What?
Which one of these two wheels up
I
there
will start
pointed us in a
climbing.
direction?
Are you on deck now?
Yeah, we're all having this conversation.
She's on the wheel that makes us go left and right.
Now you do.
He's
I
on the
will
wheel that makes us
northwest
go left.
teams.
Northwest.
Hey, you
I
should be able to
turned
get up there.
northwest.
The height's a little bit nerve-wracking, but yes.
What are we rolling?
Dexterity,
Yeah, we were rolling it X to get the,
Yeah.
so I have to get the cells on that natural 20.
Natural 20.
I'm waiting for you guys.
So it's our goal.
It's very high. I'm nervous.
to end
I've
up-
never flown before.
You're only like 20 feet higher than the half-mile high we already are.
I know.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Obviously not trying to get too close to this menacing
Volcano.
volcano, yeah.
That's
So-
all.
so there-
Volcanoes.
Okay.
What we're looking for. So ideally, she's pointing us northwest.
I thought it's northwest.
Where are we going?
Cran? Is that the name of the area?
Okay, yes. Well, that's actually the name of the,
Is that the volcano?
that's the name of a prison installation that's next to the volcano.
Is there?
And actually, it's actually a dragonborn stronghold is what it
Right,
is.
yeah, I think somebody said it from
I'm
there.
driving
You? Or
He's
you are?
Dragonhearth.
Well, regardless.
Well, I'm from Bastion, from the southern southwest.
Yes.
So that's why.
is the
So yeah, wherever this forest tucks into what these rolling hills, that's where we want to try.
That's where we want to hide.
Can we land the boat in water and will it float? Is it a boat?
Well, nobody has sounded the hull.
Okay. But there was a viewport in the hole, so I'm thinking maybe not.
Probably not designed for the water.
Okay.
Why are we thinking here?
In the crotch of these rolling hills. Well,
Okay.
we just want to get away from everybody.
Should we have them send up food first?
And
Well, once we get-
and then they'll steal it from us.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Paranoid.
Once we get there, I can help us with the food situation.
Yes.
Know the area well.
Yes, yeah.
It'll be very hard for most people to access.
How about if we go back to the beef place and get the priest to complete our actual mission?
But-
No, they'll
Len-
want the ship.
Yeah, Lenny wants the ship.
We can't
Who
give
doesn't?
them.
He wants the heart.
Okay,
This is the
granted, he
heart.
doesn't know that this is the heart.
Yeah.
Granted, we could just lob some heart at him, and here you go.
I would like
Congratulations.
to point out that was my plan from the beginning.
But he will take one look at this ship and say, jettison the heart, I want that.
Yes.
Okay, why do we care?
Well,
I asked that earlier, but all I got was
Lore?
told that. the-
Okay, well, we continue to turn the sail, I
We have
guess.
the silk, right? So we just take it, they don't tell me anything about it.
right now we're just trying to safeguard
No
this
problem
ship
whatsoever.
from being
Send it-
captured by
send
the
the sail up.
What about?
You've got the lines, and drop the lines
What
down
if
to
we
deck.
take the ship back?
That's pretty good to go. You
and
need to
redeposit it back.
lay that on the pin.
Yeah, getting rid of this thing, sure.
Well, we can figure out how to use it. We can
Your side's
maneuver it
set.
quite nicely and stay
So-
out of
But you do bring up.
Well, no, he's still working on the other side.
Well, yes,
If we can travel in this.
we
You're
have.
pretty good, but
We
the
are
pieces
saddled
on the other
with
side
a
set.
terrifying decision to make.
Yes.
Recover the baton marchand for the sake of unified peace or the continuation of unified peace, or hold on to this ship and keep it out of the hands of anyone who would misuse it. Either way, war results.
Hold on,
Perhaps
I have
we
a
should-
question. Are we able to shrink it back down to a 3-foot object
So that we
we found
may-
it?
I don't even know how we did that.
Is there magic people?
I will not-
Magic packs?
I will
We can shrink it
continue
back
to-
down. We can.
Because I still want to get out of
As well
here.
as.
We need to leave.
Well,
My side is done.
Another athletic move on your part.
Athletic?
I think.
Oh, that's going to be
I don't
spectacular.
know.
We need to get to someplace secluded where we have the ship and have control of it
11.
without being threatened.
Okay,
Gain an understanding of this device so that we can best.
And if we get to that area,
All right, you drop the lines down.
they're discouraged.
You are up on the spar. He's up on the spar. The lines are where they need to be. You need to get the attention of somebody on the deck to actually tie these
Lie
lines
there
off.
quite nicely for some time.
And that will let us
So
formulate.
we're not on the
Okay.
chief later, so we're
You're on the spark, he's on the spark. We got the sales for
Tie
lines
the
are
lines
down,
off.
but they need
If
to
you would,
delay those
please.
lines.
Excuse me, Sir Noble,
Yes,
could you stop your geopolitical discussion and tie this rope?
absolutely. I'm sure I'll tie the best granny knot everyone's ever seen.
Before we start to move away, I want to look at the temple of the sky and see if it looks like there's any place we could land, or if there's anything useful or helpful at the temple of the sky. Is there a dock in here?
Well, it's interesting that you should ask. It is the temple of the sky, and it has a dome on the top of it, but then there's a structure on top of the dome that has a staircase that goes down inside of it. It actually has stays built onto it. So apparently, at some point at least, it was designed to receive an aeroshield.
Like the one in Germany.
Kind of, yeah. The lines are down. The granny knot is now tied on the belaying pin
Great.
on both sides. Are you unfurling the sails at this point?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you're dropping the sails come down, the lines are tied off, but they're slack, so the sails are still luffing. You're going to need to tighten up the lines.
I'll try and tighten up one of the lines.
Okay, that's what belaying pins are actually for.
Exactly.
Uh,
What is this? What do I add to my role? Not that it matters.
Oh, if you've got athletic, we'll be fine. Or in this particular case, it's going to be more strength than anything else.
Oh, wonderful.
7.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not so strong. I swim really well though. I'm gonna just fall.
How about everybody heaves on that line there?
Yeah, sure.
He's next to me.
Absolutely.
There's going to be 2, one on each side.
Except for me, I'm one of the captain's quarters.
Oh, yes, of
Everybody's
course.
quarter.
Yeah.
No, I'm going there for a reason.
Middle management.
I'm looking for a spyglass.
Where are you going?
The captain's quarters.
Can we finish the
The same.
As I try to peel off, absolutely, of course, yes, I come back. And I lay my spindly arms on the
I
line.
don't know, you're the one who wants to get out of here so bad.
Yeah, you guys got this, but if you need my help, let's do this. Come on, keep on, let's go.
Just heave hopes. Heave.
What?
Yeah, heave everyone.
Doom is in the temple.
It's not the Temple of Doom, it's the
No.
Sky Temple.
I agree with the bard. Do not go to the city.
We've got to
They will
go.
take the ship.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
Crowd underneath there started to turn. Pretty upset here. What's going on? You're not answering? You're not talking to us?
I'm taking pains to make sure they do not see my face.
Yes.
I mean, I know we're high, and I know I probably have to
Do I need to
it
come
again.
down from the sail and do this by myself?
No, we're pulling the line. We're pulling the line. Are we doing it? Are we doing it?
Make it so.
Great, let's see how you do. Give me a second.
What is it?
I'm
20
gonna.
acrobatic strength.
That's straight.
I do not contribute at all.
I rolled a 7.
I have a
Oh,
12.
good. Your feet slide on the deck and you're hanging from the line. That's helpful.
12.
That sounds pretty good. Okay, it's tightening up. The sails are filling. They're spilling a little bit, but at least you've got some kind of headway.
Gentlemen, strength.
Dexterity, rigging.
Just for.
Oh, just hand it straight for that.
15.
Wow.
Or did you make your dexterity check though?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
my that to that,
No,
right?
you don't.
What do I
No,
do?
you just, are you trying to get under that score? Sorry.
No, both.
Yes,
Both.
16.
This is 5th edition. She did it right the first time.
You don't add that unless you have, actually have a.
It's not. Yeah. She's good.
Oh, all right, never mind.
You did
good.
fine. You did great. Okay, the sails are filling the sail. There are actually a number of sails in this rigging, but the one that you've gotten to work, okay, is filling up, and the ship is starting to make headway.
The halfling does it.
And did we get pointed in the right direction?
Yes.
The
actually.
correct
Well, you are
direction.
turning the wheel, but the ship is not actually turning until you start making headway.
Wow.
And the
Okay.
ship is starting to turn, but it's also starting to drop.
Oh, I run down to the harp. No, I don't play the harp. I know we agreed that I'm not going to pull any
There is
lines.
a wheel that runs fore and aft,
Right?
rotated aft.
Okay, that's
Okay, who's on that? That's your wheel.
Well, I was
in the rigging.
I'm in the rigging.
Well, now that we got the thing secured, I'll
Well,
go.
I ran down.
Don't go down there.
Okay, all right.
So I say, which way's aft?
Back.
Okay. And I'll go do that.
You pull the wheel back. As you do so, the bow rises slightly and it is moving up slowly.
See, the ship is logically designed. We don't need you down in the engine room pulling
Well,
it.
what's the harp for?
I don't know, but it's not to steer the ship. That's
Okay.
what the helm's for.
I thought we experiment with the harp after we're not.
Oh, yeah. I'm not touching anything that we don't need to. I just thought that that's what we needed.
The bow of the ship has risen and the ship is rising slowly, but it's pushing forward more than rising.
So is there another sail we need?
That's the harp. That's got to be power,
But
right?
it's not dropping, so
But you're
Hard
not
to power,
dropping
right?
at this
Maybe.
point.
that's the important thing.
Should I?
I don't know.
My guess is if you go down and just observe and don't touch anything,
Uh-huh.
but as the wheels are manipulated, you will see those lenses.
Manipulate.
No, you can't tell it's not touching while you observe.
Stopping by the captain's quarters to get that spyglass. Is there a window out the
Assuming
back?
there is a spyglass.
Assuming there is, yeah, there might not be. But I'm specifically looking out for something. I'm afraid they're going to send riders out after us to follow us.
Sure you're not looking for your girlfriend's house?
That's it. One of many. Anyway, I am worried they're going to send people out to follow us. Of course, which is why I'm trying to get us to the most remote spot that we can possibly get.
We can go out toward the sea and then come back around, and I can follow us up there.
On the ocean. Why didn't we think of that?
That's actually a good idea.
That is a great idea.
I don't,
That's a terrible idea.
if we have to landing in the ocean may be fatal.
Because we don't know.
Landing on top of a
Because
bunch of
boat-
townspeople.
sure,
they
boat
equally
does not
fatal
seem
to us.
seaworthy.
Might not be seaworthy.
Well,
No, sure.
one of the things that you do know is that the sea is a dangerous place. Not just because it's the sea, but because there are things beneath the sea that make it an extremely dangerous place.
To be fair,
Legendarily dangerous.
crashing to the ground and getting lost by a bunch of angry people also equally fatal.
Is equally fatal. Yes, and as you get the sails set, as the ship starts to turn and starts to slowly to move away, the crowd beneath gets really ugly. The sound gets loud and
That was inevitable.
Yes.
Half this city is going to be on fire tonight.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Because that's what people do.
Humans are weird.
Humans are terrible people. No offense.
Present company excluded.
Of course,
Yes.
Anyway, all right.
Sometimes
But yeah, we're making headway. We're getting out here, right?
you are
Oh,
moving that way. You
how's
are
this?
moving.
Any luck on that spyglass?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Oh, good. There's a window I can look out.
There
from the,
are windows
harbor.
in the
Okay.
cabin, in the
All
captain's
right.
cabin
So,
looking aft.
do I want to try and give us some power?
No, don't touch things.
Don't touch things. That's a valuable.
Add more silk.
Add more self.
That's the only thing that we've done that worked.
True. I mean,
Add another drop.
all right. Add
But
another
you
drop
checked it a
still.
minute ago and
Yeah, it seemed like whatever we have in there is. I mean, the glow of the self engine hasn't diminished at all, right? It seems to be. That was last.
That was the concern, yes, and it's difficult to tell.
Okay. Well. I don't know.
It looks bright.
So why don't you just watch what happens as we make minor corrections?
Okay. Yeah, it's great. I'll stand in.
You have played the harp before,
Oh, absolutely.
but it doesn't always speed up the ship.
Oh, this harp.
Yes.
Yes. I don't recall. So much has happened.
Still go with the harp thing, huh?
So
I mean, it has to
two
be
launches,
something.
and we just make a lot of diagonal corrections.
Oh, yeah, I'm absolutely harmless.
The whole apparatus responds.
I know how to play hard.
Down below?
Yeah.
The turning of the
I'm
wheels
masterful
does, the turning of the front and back wheel does move pieces of the apparatus down below. The turning of the ship's wheel does not. It moves the rudder below.
The rudder. So, the 4.5 wheel that you were on originally moves stuff down the engine.
Got
Or what we've been calling the engine room.
it. Sure. Engine room, no, that's perfectly applicable. Okay, so, fantastic. Good to
So
know.
another thing we could do is try to set a sail in front of the ship.
Sure.
Kind of lift the front.
Correct. And this is a 3-masted ship, correct? Or 2?
This is a 2-masted ship.
Okay, 2. Regardless, I'm sure it would be nice to have that extra sail. So,
Well, after seeing
All right.
real work, I assume you know how to do that.
Somehow, the Dragon Lord.
Cool.
He's read a lot of CS4 Street.
there you go.
Awesome.
Good.
Apparently, have quite a collection. Yeah. The ship is making headway, but it is not rising. The bow is up, but it is not getting any higher at this point. It is pushing in this direction. You are steering the ship, and there's jungle canopy and there's road. There's the road that runs between Haven and past the entrance to the Spirit Vale and to Kron, is it?
Yeah, Ron.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not through the Spirit Vale, but yeah.
Yeah, it's below the Spirit Vale. You can see the Fiery Mountain in the distance.
Home sweet home.
Where are you going to steer us?
It's a glorious view.
Well, ideally, we're going to go through the crotch of those foothills where the forest.
The valley, can we call it a valley?
And
I
I've
think
got
he
that
was-
in mind. I don't know why.
Yeah.
He just
Down there, that like southwestern part at the bottom of the mountains where it turns kind of foresty. That's
Yeah.
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 That's what he said.
Perhaps we should show the Dungeon Master?
I think I know where you guys are going.
Oh, all right.
I've been here before.
Okay, so I'm steering us towards there.
It's quite a distance to take. The ship isn't moving that well, and it's not making a lot of headway. A lot of people from the town are, in fact, on the road trying to keep up with you.
Can we get more sails?
At your current speed, it wouldn't be too difficult.
they don't need divers.
I would like to drop more sails.
Do we have an explosive we could drop on the town
The
people?
problem is, if we get weather,
Well, deter them,
Let's
that's
not
all.
explode anybody, not today.
we would need to
Get
take
in front of them.
In
Right?
And although there are many people here, there are apparently only 2 interested in sailing.
Yes.
Okay,
I rolled a 19 that time.
the next
Wow.
one.
All right.
Oh, I wrote
There are
19 as
2
well.
spars on the main
Yes.
mast, and there are 2 spars on the foremast.
Could be the bowsprit sail.
What's that?
Is there a bowsprit sail?
There is a bowsprit sail.
Let's set that.
Sure.
The jib?
Yes,
He
yes.
says, let us set the bowsprit jib sail, the vast on the whatever.
It should be a lot easier to sail.
My character and I know the same amount of sailing, which is not.
Which is not.
I don't know, you're
much.
19 tells me different.
Okay.
I just drop sails. I don't know what they do.
I think you do that. Yeah, let's see how well you do that.
Yeah. So we both got an 18.
Oh, you both have, oh, yeah, you apparently are really good with a bowsprit sail.
Okay.
And you get that set very well. The ship is picking up better speed now, and it's handling a little bit better now. But it is still pushing into the,
What time of day is it?
it was morning when you first took the ship. It's
Figure out how to get out.
late morning now when you found this.
Well, it was when
inside
I
of town.
brought that lens closer to the self engine.
But the wheel controls that lens, right?
It controls parts of that.
There's another control system.
Sure.
And it's not just shoving it around.
Well, I know, we're not supposed to brute force that lens.
I don't think so.
I'm aware of that, yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree.
What else is on the helm? Are there any other levers or
Pedals.
pedals?
The pedal on the right.
I think we should do another sail. No?
Well, okay.
I mean, your concern is absolutely valid. The weather, looking out, how's the weather look right now? In the direction we're flying.
In the direction that you're moving?
Yeah.
Well, it's coming toward afternoon, and in the heat of the day, kernels are going to start popping at this
Wow.
point, and that
Oh,
means
that will take us there.
that could do all kinds of stuff for you, yeah.
Yeah, if we do it over the volcano, we'll go up.
There's a significant thermal event over the volcano. Yeah, absolutely. All right.
I will also point out, however, that where air goes up, air goes down.
Yes.
An old sailplane pilot, so.
Sure.
We need to figure out how to go up and down, I guess. It's not
The heart.
it's not the pitch.
Are you going down to the harp?
Well,
Otherwise, you're standing in the captain's cabin with the binoculars, or
Yeah.
excuse me, with the spyglass.
yeah. Real quick, I just want to just inspect the group that's following us, because I knew there were going to be followers.
Yes, so you're standing in the captain's cabin.
Does anybody in that group look on horseback, like they're, well, determined?
Well, they are most determined, yes, they
Right.
are. And there are some who are on horseback,
Yeah.
yes.
Does any look more well equipped, more sinister, more
Soldiers.
yeah, military-esque?
Yes, there are a number of the constabulary, the constables that are there. There are also some that are in darker garbs that you have not seen before.
Yeah. Yeah. Guys, we got some black riders following us.
Well, if they follow us all the way to another town, maybe there will be a war.
Maybe, I don't know.
Good point.
Look, the war's happening. All right, we agree, right? The war is happening. There's no stopping that. The strife that this is going to create is
That's already created.
yeah. Whether the baton of Marchand is reclaimed, it is moot at this
It
point.
was supposed to ensure peace, and now you're telling me that all we've done is ensure that.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
they seemed
absolutely
happy
that's
enough until we left.
absolutely what I'm telling you.
They were quite content until we decided to leave.
I just
I think
want to make sure that everyone knows this is Lily's fault.
Let's play Lenny.
Aye, Lenny.
Yeah.
I can get that.
Down with Lenny.
Yes.
Down with Lenny,
I'm
okay.
more concerned with falling and dying rather than.
Leah wants to say something.
Yes, Elena.
I would like to investigate the park engine room. I'd like to see if I can figure out where lines and things go, trailing them back to areas they're messing with stuff and see how it just moves.
Sure.
And I want to do one last thing.
Yes.
I want to grab a scrap of paper and write out Lenny, the king of the thieves, is the mastermind.
Don't do that. We gotta ask you.
I'm going to tie it to something heavy.
No.
I have nothing against it.
Lenny is in possession of the baton of Marchand
I'm okay with this.
and is refusing to release it.
That priest will get killed in the whole.
I'm sorry to hear that person got killed.
It's
That's
gonna
what
be a
I'm
war.
saying.
Plenty of people are gonna die.
That's our mission. We don't want to send some crazy town.
All right, fine. I won't do it.
Classic misrep, it'd be good.
Sure. All right, forget it.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile.
well, you contemplate what to write on a note that you're going to stick on a rock and throw out the back of the ship.
Why don't you put your address in?
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Go say hi to my dad.
You go down to the silk engine on the deck below. As soon as you get there, you can hear the sound coming from the cords, from the various vertical
Is it,
cables in the.
the tone, is it low, medium, high? What's the tone right now?
It's a low tone, but it's discordant.
Okay.
There's no harmonic in it. It's just very noisy.
Okay. Is anything moving? Are any of the chords, I can touch it, can I tell something is vibrating more than something else?
Well, all of the cables are vibrating. There are vertical cables on both sides of the engine complex, and all of them are vibrating, and the sound seems to be coming from those.
The chords are coming from where?
From the cables. There's the engine parts in the middle, but then on either side there are vertical cables that run up and down on both sides. And those run to various different pieces of the engine, different reflectors in the engine, different glasses in the engine.
Okay.
And all of them are humming, but the sound that they're making is very discordant.
Is there anything actually connected to the harp? Like, are the cables connected to the harp?
Yeah, all of these cables, all these vertical cables are connected to the machine itself.
Can I count the number of cables versus counting the strings on the harp? Do they match up?
Yeah, they're about the same number.
Okay. So it's a low tone.
So is there actually a harp in the room?
No, it's just the vertical cables.
Okay.
The cables are the harp.
The cables are the harp.
If I were to take a guess as to which tone, like a cable was making which tone that we're at currently right now, could I take a guess and pluck that chord? I just want to make sure. I want to see if I can pick the same one that we're currently at.
I'll give you a wisdom or an intelligence check, whichever you prefer.
I'll make an intelligence check. Okay, so I'll make an intelligence check. I rolled a 19.
That's a pretty good number.
Well,
Okay.
Yes, you see a number of them that seem to be vibrating a little bit more than the others.
Okay.
And yeah, what do you want to do?
So it's multiple that are doing that, not just one?
Yes, but they're fairly close to each other.
Are they in sequence or are they skipping?
They're skipping different numbers.
Okay. I want to do the next chord up, so the next higher tone.
Okay. Are you going to pluck the cable or just put your hand on the cable?
Okay, so hold on. You said that there are a couple in sequence. Are a couple of those like doing more, vibrating more than the others?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm imagining 3 and one's like really strong and the other 2 are a little weaker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's do the 2, what I would imagine to be the higher chords. Let's maybe pluck those 2 again. So that I want to see if I can match the vibration with the first one stronger.
Okay. You pull those particular cables, and the vibration of those cables intensifies and becomes more like the other cables. The sound of that the harp is emitting in the engine room becomes less discordant, becomes more harmonic.
Okay. Yeah.
As you do that, the keel up above that has been pointed upward and pushing through the air suddenly starts to rise, and the ship moves at a much greater pace across the ground.
Master artist.
In fact, and when you, in fact, the acceleration of the deck underneath you is so great. I'd like everybody to give me a dex check at this point.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
14.
7.
7, okay. 5
I
seconds, okay.
don't have my sea legs.
You start sliding back down on the deck. You, however, what'd you roll?
7. But I'm holding on to the wheel.
But you're holding on to the wheel. Your feet slip out from under you, but okay, you're at least hanging on to the wheel. The ship is moving at a much better pace. It's handling much better. It's more responsive to the wheel now. And you are, in fact, rising at a pretty good clip at this point, following the line of the keel.
I'm going to get back on that so they don't go too high.
Level us out!
I'm gonna
Level us out!
I'm going to level the ship out.
Okay, as you push the longitudinal wheel forward, the nose, the bow of the ship lowers slightly, and the speed of the ship increases.
Oh.
Again.
It looks like that bot wanted to figure something out.
I think the bards and the captain's cabin spying on town folk.
Who are receiving at this point because you are moving at such a good rate.
Very
All right. Gain some safety. So,
Safety's a relative term in this
it
situation.
is, but.
So now I think you guys are
Yeah. Oh, baby steps.
This might be a good thing.
How's that?
Can the two of us roll all the rest of the sails that we're using? Or is that?
Well, so far
Yes, you
he's
should,
been
and in fact, you should for a little.
Yeah, we ought to do that.
Okay.
I almost,
You've certainly got time to do
I almost
so.
think it would be beneficial for other cities to see us because they might unite against us. I know that sounds terrible, but it will keep the peace.
Indeed.
Relatively speaking.
Yes.
Common enemy, human.
Yes. If they think someone else has the ship,
You guys are just trying to start a world war.
We're not trying to start anything. We're trying to mitigate.
we're trying to stop it.
Yeah. So,
If they
absolutely.
think that someone else has the ship, they are less likely to attack them.
What's our goal?
Or you're gonna find that by blaming Lenny and clinking us to the top. I mean, that was the whole symbol.
My rock note is right.
But
It'll, again, unite them all. They will all have a common enemy at that point, and it'll keep them away from us.
I'm going to put that in my pocket.
You have a rock in your pocket.
Well,
With
a
a note
rock
attached to
note
it.
in my
A
pocket.
rock note
That
in your
implicates
pocket.
Lenny.
Okay. It implicates Lenny in all of it. We'll blame Lenny for all of this.
Yes.
we need to have a long discussion about
Okay, how fast are we moving away from Haven?
You're moving at a very good clip.
Are we nearing the foothills?
Well, is it your intention to continue to the foothills?
Yeah.
That's the direction I headed.
Yes, and you're moving them into that direction. You are in fact approaching the foothills, and the hills are, your altitude is not that great, which means that the ground is in fact rising up toward you at this point.
Oh, well then I will go back to my wheel and turn it aft.
All right, and the bow does lift up slightly, the ship slows a little with it, rises, but it has slowed.
That's okay.
You're coming up on this, on a wooded region, a jungle region actually, with a jungle canopy, where these foothills are located.
You know what else can happen as a dragon snake?
Probably. Oh, it's time.
Jungle region? Should we steer?
Well, you did say you wanted to go to a wilderness region, that's where you are.
Yes.
Yes, this is where we want to be.
Yeah. So that we can just gain a better understanding of the ship, and then we can take it to, I don't know, wherever we need to go after that.
Obviously to the Dragonhearth city where people make sense.
Obviously.
That obviously, fair, of course, obviously.
They do have great silver pickles.
I've heard that.
Well, there's a picture of a dragon right here.
Well,
All right. Well,
avoid that
stop the
We have
ship?
that airspace then, I guess.
They're gonna stop the ship.
All right.
You do know how to stop the ship. You just pull the pins on the sails. It's not elegant, but it works.
Let's stop the ship.
Okay.
If we are. If we
I
are
got
where we
it.
want to
Is
be.
this where we want to be?
For now, we just need to talk about what to do next.
You
We
do
need to
pull the
think.
sails. You pull the pins on the sails. They're flapping in the wind, but the ship does slow and eventually it comes to a halt, drifting slightly above the jungle canopy beneath you. The night is starting to come. It's been a long day and something of a long trip to get this far. But as the night closes, you find yourself in the ship, once again becalmed, drifting slightly over the jungle canopy.
How much is like,
With the wind, probably.
well, how far?
We got a boat on relatively calm seas, you're drifting, but not very fast.
No, drifting over canopy.
Yes.
How high? How much distance? do we
Oh,
have from the
clearance.
canopy?
You're probably about 20, 30 feet above the canopy.
I think that's enough.
But I assure you, it's not gonna be easy for most.
Any wizard with a
A
levitate spell will easily eclipse that distance.
Yes.
Yes, but we can shoot that.
More powerful wizards. can fly.
With what?
I point to the bow that's on my back.
Alright, so the immensely powerful wizard who shows up, you're gonna shoot him.
Yeah, I hope that works.
Or we,
All right.
or we can bargain with him to sell him the ship and sell our lives, but I'd rather shoot the
Can the
guy.
ship go up with it?
Or we can gain more altitude just to have a cushion.
Not in its current
Safety.
configuration.
We don't have to safely go down.
I want to look down in the
Keep in mind, here we can
jungle.
always reach the ground.
It's the
Casual knowledge
jungle.
of
There's
the ship.
stuff moving.
Well, yeah, safety now.
All right. All right.
And as the sun slowly sets in the west,
We're not dead yet. I'll give you that.
and the day comes to a close,
Can we gain just a little altitude?
you feel like you have started something that is not going to end soon.
Yes.
Or well.
Or necessarily well. Oh, that was a good day. Thank you very much. That's the end of the game tonight. We gotta stop. My wife says I have to stop.
Why did you say that?
She just pointed at the clock. Yeah, that's right.
Can't blame the wife, she's here urging
I
you to go
know,
on.
that's true.
Thank you, Tracy.
Wow, that was quite a day. A realization that
You know, somehow.
changed the world. Well, the good news is that you've got a week to figure out what you're going to do.
All right, you guys, we gotta have a midweek meeting.
And lest we forget, Bo's got his rock in his pocket.
Yes.
My note that implicates money.
See, if the wizard that does catch us, he'll find the note.
And I still
Said
don't
it was all
have
fair.
to
They'll
get
kill
it
us all,
figured out
and then
yet.
they'll we can know.
Well, do we even really know that politics in this world?
Well, I'm sure we have a functioning understanding of the different city-states. I don't know.
You and I know how master it is.
This is obviously going to take a while, all of you folks online. We have a week to figure out how we're going to prevent open warfare on this, on the peninsula, on this island. In the meantime, thank you for joining us. Click like, subscribe, I think is what you're supposed to say. All this. And until next week, when we hope everybody survives, good night for now.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
What color is that?